Kia ora everyone, welcome into the Kiwi Darts podcast with your host Ben Francis, and boy, we are so close now, just days away from the New Zealand Darts Masters. It is a really exciting time, really looking forward to seeing the new players down here, the new venue as well, and some of the old faces returning. It should be an awesome weekend coming up for the New Zealand Darts Masters at Spark Arena on August 15th and 16th. Now, we know lots of the faces are playing, but there's one man who not too many people will know about, and that is Dean Reyland. So Dean Reyland is one of the 6 New Zealand qualifiers who will be taking part, but he's also the lone new face taking part in the Darts Masters this year. So I had the opportunity to catch up with him, and I must admit, I did this interview about a month ago, but I've only just come around to posting it now, so I apologise. If you would like to read a story on it, you can go to the newzealandherald.co.nz and you'll be able to see it there. But I had the opportunity to chat with Dean during his very busy schedule, and I started off by asking him, how are you feeling ahead of playing on the big stage for the first time?
Yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive. I mean, we all don't want to go up on stage and make a bit of a muppet of ourselves by not playing that well. But I think if I can play my game and keep the nerves at bay, then it could be all right. Could be all right. So yeah, looking forward to it. I'm playing with some great players from New Zealand there, and a couple of guys from Aussie have coming over to play on our side. Yeah, looking forward to that whole event. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, it's this year at Spark Arena, probably New Zealand's biggest indoor arena, and it's going to be quite the stage for yourself to make your debut. And especially, how are you feeling going to be kind of rubbing shoulders with some of those guys that you might see on TV and being around the world's best?
Yeah, for sure. And hey, I've played them before, but only while they're on TV and I'm at home practicing. So, but yeah, I've been playing for about 7 years, and I have been watching them, for most of that time. And yeah, to see some of them playing now, I'm thinking, oh heck, this is going to be hard work, the way they play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting up with them. Some of them are, guys I sort of look up to and go, man, I like the way he plays, or Chris Dobie, etc. is coming over, I think, and both the Lukes and a few other guys. So, and Damon Hedder. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and catching up with them. And yeah, the crowd will be loud, no doubt. But it's one of those things, you put yourself in that position to get there, then you got to expect that sort of thing.
Did you ever attend the Darts Masters as a fan?
Never. No.
Wow.
Never. I get a better view on TV, I think, but so always watched it just from the chair at home, pretty much. But yeah, generally always follow it and cheering on the lads. So, I find myself in that position this year, and I'll try and take it in my stride, eh?
Yeah, good stuff, man. And of course, when you won the second qualifying day on the Sunday, and
That's right.
in the final, there was a couple of match darts from your opponent that went amiss. And I note that last year as well that you lost in the I think it was the Sunday final as well, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember who you lost to actually, but I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
if my memory serves me correct, was it Daniel last year?
Yeah, Daniel Snooks.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was leading 5-2 at one stage on that final, and
that's right.
you can say I choked, or I was a bit apprehensive about going on the stage, and I'm like, oh, do I really want this or not? But yeah, I don't know what it was. Could have been a combination of a few things, and just the pressure of the moment. I don't know.
Did those nerves, or did you think back to that moment at all when you were playing Alan in the final this time round, and the way the things had gone?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it entered my mind. And you got to try to put that behind you. Otherwise, the same sort of things could happen again. So it's a matter of trying to, put that stuff behind you and not think about it too much. And that's no doubt how a lot of these other professionals play. They've got the ability to put those sort of things behind them, a bad game or bad legs or missing doubles, and go on from there. So, yeah, that's what you sort of got to do, and that's where we don't have the experience to do it, but got to find some way of pushing through that moment. Alan had 5 darts actually in the second to last leg to put it away, but no, he didn't. And then in the last leg, I took that one easily enough. So yeah, I know him well. He's a local guy here, and we play each other a bit actually in the garage down at his place. So yeah, so he's wanted to get a bit of practice in with me to get me set for stage play.
Was there any moment during the day where you really thought to yourself, "I've got this," or wasn't it until that winning dart went in where it kind of like hits and you're like, "Wow, this is actually happening"?
Yeah, well, there's another young guy, Hunter Oz, who had darts in an earlier knockout round. He had maybe 3 darts, I think, to put me away as well, and didn't take the opportunity. So I was lucky there. And then once I played him, I played a guy called Josh Roberts, who's a real good player from the Waikato, and I beat him reasonably easy. And after that, I thought, yeah, I'm playing all right. But then I knew I had Nicole. You know Nicole?
Yep.
Wellington. Well, her partner Caleb was my next opponent, and he's been playing really well, and he's a good player. But yeah, I had a good game against him too, and won reasonably well. And I'm like, oh, this could be good. So yeah, once I was playing Alan, I think being familiar with the other player does help me a bit in my mind. And yeah, we beat each other up in the garage at his place. So yeah, it was anyone's, but no, I come through on that one. So yeah, but never overconfident in in what I can do. But lucky to get away with that one, I think.
Yeah, and you're the lone New Zealand face in the field this year, with all the other guys having played on the stage before. For yourself this year, I guess, how are you going to approach it? Are you setting yourself any expectations, or are you just going in to have a bit of fun and just see how it goes?
Well, I want to enjoy it, obviously, but I think I have to, and no doubt the other lads will be encouraging me to, give it your best shot, which I will be. I'm not going up there just to, to make a fool of myself, or I don't want to. Well, no one does, I don't think. So it's, like I say, Ben, it all depends how we end up playing on the stage, and that's what we don't know. That's the unknown quantity of in front of all those people. And yeah, I want to play well, and if I do play well, I could get a couple of legs, or even get a bit further. We'll see.
You said before that you've been playing darts for about 7 years. What got you into the sport in the first place, and started deciding to play it, and then taking part in the pro tours?
Interesting. Yeah, I was dairy farming, my wife and I, over in Te Araha for a number of years, and in farmlands, farmlands, the company that supplies dairy farmers and what have you with all sorts of different things that they need. Well, they had a tournament running, and they picked up a board from them, my wife did, and some darts, and says, oh, if you win this, we've been watching a bit of darts on TV then, and if you win this tournament that farmlands are putting on and win it nationally, you could get free tickets to go over and watch the World Championships or something in England. So I started throwing at the board a bit there, and with the big brass darts, the old brass darts, and then I went and had my first game, and I played some American girl. I think she was fairly intoxicated, and she actually beat me. And I'm like, oh, this is not me. This is no good. But as I found out, she actually didn't even finish on a double, and I never sort of knew it too much then, but I didn't know what their format was or how they won. And she actually finished on a big number and says, oh, that's it, and I'm like, oh, well, whatever. So, and that was it. And I threw the thing in the cupboard, the dartboard in the cupboard, and the darts, and thought, oh, nah. And then we ended up buying a little orchard over here in Katikati, and the local shot darts factory was down there. So I went down and bought some real darts, and pulled the board out and started throwing a bit again, and started playing at the local RSA. I took my darts down one day, and I had them. I took the stems off and had the barrels in my pocket, so it didn't look like I was a player at all. And the guy Chad came up to me and said, "Oh, you play a few bit of darts?" I says, "Oh no, I'm just looking." He says, "Oh, we need someone tonight," and I says, "Oh, I've actually got some darts here." So then that started it, and I started playing at the RSA here at Connecticut, and that it sort of went from there. Then I started playing at Waihi Club, which is where I sort of play mostly now. And so I was doing sort of 2 nights a week, which helped. Yeah, and I play at Top Shot darts as well sometimes. So yeah, it's sort of helped, and I just progressed from there. People said, "Oh, you're playing reasonably well. Why don't you try, chasing a bit of this and chasing a bit of that?" So yeah, I did do that. But this year I've sort of done it a little bit more. I've just mainly done the Darts Council, NZDC, New Zealand Darts Council, and I haven't followed the DPNZ, which was the other, what the qualifiers were held through DPNZ.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm sitting around maybe 8th in the rankings in New Zealand on the Darts Council. And yeah, there's a few more tournaments before the end of the year, but I was actually planning on throwing it in at the end of the year. The darts, because I'm sort of being a little bit realistic. I'm getting older, and there's a lot of young guys coming through that are really good. So yeah, and I have other interests as well. So I like to do a bit of hunting, and so I've got dogs here, which I chase pigs around the bush with, and that sort of thing. So, and when I'm away, my wife's looking after those for me, which I don't feel so good about. So she's sort of stuck here or what have you.
So I guess you said you had the plans to chuck it away. Is qualifying change those plans at all, or you think this could be a good sort of swan song, as they say?
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, I'm thinking along those lines. Yeah, I'm being realistic. I'm 56 now, and things are only going to get worse from here, I'd say, like my eyesight. But yeah, I've enjoyed the time. Great people in darts, yeah, real good guys, and made some good friends over the years. Even the guys that were playing, I'll be playing beside up there. Like Ben and Hopes and JT and Mark Cleaver. They're all great fellas. So
yeah,
and they're always encouraging. So which is really good.
And away from the Oki, you run a kiwi fruit orchard.
Yeah, we do. And my wife and I, we've got one on Kitticat here, not far from the shot darts. We're about 3k from them, so we're up a Ray Road here. We run a gold kiwi fruit orchard. So, and my son's helping us, or one of my sons is helping us on this year, Samuel. And yeah, so that's what I do. I sort of between milking cows over the last number of years, and now doing the orchard, we've sort of been working the land.
Nice.
And I do get a bit more time to do that sort of practice, like when it's wet and that I can come inside and throw darts. So it's probably helped my game a bit. But you still got to hit that double at the end of the leg, Ben, as you know.
Yeah, I do know that indeed. Although I haven't done a Darts Masters qualifier myself, but done a few Pro Tours, which are a bit embarrassing, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having a chat. It's good talking to you, and quite a very, very interesting story to say the least as well. And we'll be seeing you at the Darts Masters in a few weeks' time, and be able to say good day in person. And yeah, cheers.
Yeah, mate. No, that'll be cool. And I appreciate the call. And yeah, it's been good. And yeah, hopefully I can just start improving. My game can pick up a little bit through the next couple of weeks, or stay on the rise anyway. And I can give something, give the crowd something to cheer about anyway.
Dean Reyland there, joining us on the Kiwi Darts podcast. Thank you so much for your time, Dean, and I look forward to seeing you up on the stage there at the New Zealand Darts Masters. Now, at the time of recording, we are just a couple of days out. The draw's taking place on Thursday, so should be hopefully a good draw, hopefully some favourable draws for our New Zealanders taking part in the event, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Just running through the list of Kiwis taking part, of course we got Ben Robb, Hopai Puha, Mark Cleaver, Dean Reyland, Johnny Tata and John Hurring, joined by Gigi Mathers and Simon Whitlock in the Oceania qualifiers. On the PDC side, we've got Luke Humphreys, Luke Littler, Gerwin Price, Stephen Bunting, Chris Dobie, Mike DeDecker, and Josh Rock. Sorry, I completely forgot Josh Rock there for a second. My apologies. But with those are all the players taking part. Draw taking part on Thursday. A nice fan event at Sky City on the day before the event as well. So really looking forward to it. But that's all we've got time for here on the Kiwi Darts podcast for this week. I should say this week, actually. To be fair, we just post sporadically, but you get the gist of what I mean. We're going to be posting heaps of content from the event, so keep on touch with the Kiwi Darts Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen, and there's going to be heaps of great content coming from the New Zealand Darts Masters. Catch you next time.